Hi there, I'm Laura, a certified Marie Kondo professional organizer, and welcome you to my channel. Today I'm going to walk you through how to start organizing your home or decluttering your space. If you're feeling overwhelmed or don't know where to begin, you're in the right place now. People often feel overwhelmed when it comes to organizing or tidying their spaces. Let's talk about some of the biggest reasons people don't start, and most importantly, how to overcome them. Alright, let's dive in. Reason 1. Reason number 1 is people are feeling overwhelmed by the sheer amount of stuff. Sometimes the amount of clutter you have feels impossible to handle and you just don't know where to begin. Looking at everything you own piled up in one place can be daunting. My tip number 1 is start small, pick one area. I know it's tempting to try to tackle your entire home at once, but trust me, it's more manageable and less stressful to begin with just one area. Start with a small, manageable area, like one drawer or one shelf or even just one corner. Set a timer for 15 to 20 minutes and focus on only that space. Don't worry about the rest of the house for now. Because when you see a small part of your home organized, can create such a motivation and make the project feel so more achievable. You'll see progress, which can then inspire you to keep going. So, reason number 1, you just feel overwhelmed by the entire amount. Tip number 1 is start small, just pick one area. All right, reason number 2 is you don't know where to start. There are so many things to sort and so many areas to tackle that it feels like everything is pulling your attention. The paralysis of not knowing where to begin can leave you just feeling stuck. So tip number 2 is sort into categories. Break it down by categories instead of by room. For example, start with clothes, then books, then papers, and so on. You know the Marie Kondo organizing method. This way, you're systematically going through each type of item and don't feel like you have to tackle the entire house or an entire room at once. It gives you a clear starting point and also a way to track your progress. Problem number 2 is you don't know where to start. Tip number 2 is start in categories, small categories. Reason number 3 is the sheer fear of making a decision. Making decisions about what to keep and what to let go can feel overwhelming, especially if there is sentimental value or these so typical what-if scenarios attached to items. The idea of what if I need this someday can be paralyzing, and I totally understand how overwhelming this step is. So it keeps you from organizing in the first place. But this is where the decluttering begins. Here, you differ from just restoring your stuff in your home to create a space that truly reflects you. Here you have the chance of getting rid of anything that burdens you and you don't want to longer have in your life. Focus on keeping only the items that truly serve a purpose or bring you joy right now. So now it's time to sort your items. As you go through your items, ask yourself, do I still use this? Does it add value to my life? Does it bring me joy? If something hasn't been used in a long time or it doesn't support your vision for a clutter-free space, consider of letting it go. And thereby comes the tip. Divide everything into 3 categories. Yes, no, and maybe. What, you might wonder? A maybe pile? Yes. The maybe pile is a great trick to ease decision making early on in the sorting process. Here's how it works. Items you absolutely love go in the yes pile. Things you're sure about letting go of are going in the no pile. And any items you're unsure about can, for now, go in this maybe pile in between. This helps you to reduce decision anxiety, letting you continue sorting without feeling stuck. So what's the trick? How does it work? By the end of your session or at the end of the day, you have made plenty of confident yes and no choices. That already should have given you a boost in your decision-making strength. Okay? So now you turn to the maybe pile and you're gonna ask yourself, does this item truly spark me joy, which I have in here? Sometimes items might feel like a clear yes, so you can add them to the yes pile. But chances are that most of your maybe items don't evoke that same excitement. Otherwise, you would have been putting them in the yes pile already. And if you now compare your joyful yes pile to the maybe pile, helps you confirm that you can confidently let go of what doesn't truly bring you joy. Because now you know what joy really feels like in this yes pile compared to the maybe pile. So, problem number 3, the decision making. Solution number 3 is use 3 piles, yes, no, and maybe. Reason number 4, thinking whatever you're doing doesn't make a difference. When you start organizing, this initial excitement can be a really powerful motivator. Let's be honest, staying committed as you go through the actual process requires way more enthusiasm. After living with clutter for a really long time, it's easy for you to think, this is just the way my home is, this is the way I am. And this mindset can stop you from actually starting to organize. So my tip number 4 is visualize your ideal space. Having a clear picture of your end goal, whether it's a peaceful, clutter-free space or a more productive workspace or a home where everything has its place, gives you something real to work towards too. It's not just about the physical transformation. It's about creating a space that truly reflects your values and supports your lifestyle and what brings you joy. Start to visualize what you want and what you want your space to look like. Visualizing your goal is more than just anyhow the first step of the organizing process. I've mentioned that in many of my videos before. Sure, it's step 1, but also it's your why. It's the driving force that keeps you going when the process gets really challenging. So when things get tough and you're tempted to just abandon the entire process, reconnect with this vision. Ask yourself, why did I start this? What do I want to experience once I achieved it? This sense of purpose helps you push through, and it makes feeling every step a little progress towards a space that actually resonates with you on a really deeper level. So close your eyes and imagine your home when it's fully organized. How do you feel? How does it look like? So, reason number 4 is, did you feel like nothing's gonna change anyhow? And tip number 4 is, visualize your ideal home. And last but not least, reason number 5, lack of time. The ever-existing reason of, I don't have time for that. Our lives are busy, and setting aside hours to organize can actually seem impossible. And I could go endlessly about why organizing is so much more than just tidying up your home. I've made several videos diving into the benefits of organizing, and actually I wrote even an entire book on it. So rather than getting into all these details again here, I'll just say this. Lack of time often means lack of priority. So tip number 5, make it a priority. It's up to you to decide if organizing is a priority for you, because you know better than anyone what life looks like when things aren't in order and what you stand to gain when they finally are. Treat it like a regular part of your routine. Try dedicating, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, to tidying one area. It could be folding clothes or organizing the junk drawer or clearing out old papers. Little by little, these short sessions will add up, making the whole place more manageable. So, reason number 5 is, I don't have time. Tip number 5 is, make time for it. Make it a priority. To sum it all up, today we tackled the biggest obstacles that keep many of us from starting the organizing process and how to overcome them. We covered tips from managing overwhelm, including breaking your space down into smaller areas and starting with just one category at a time. We explored ways to make decisions easier, like creating a yes and a no pile and a maybe pile to help you build confidence as you sort through items. And we also talked about the power of visualizing your ideal space and using this vision as a motivation, especially when progress really feels slow. And finally, we discussed how lack of time often actually means lack of priority, and the value of making organization a consistent habit, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. That's it. You've learned the basics of how to start organizing and decluttering your home. Remember to start small, be patient with yourself, and enjoy the process of creating a space that supports you and brings you joy. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more organizing tips. Let me know in the comments when you're planning to start organizing, and feel free to share any tips that have worked for you. Thanks for watching and happy organizing.